Nijmegen. We're just approaching Nijmegen. I can see the city hall and one of the bridges. Yeah, this is neat. I didn't know we were coming through Nijmegen.
It's on the other side. You don't see it. It's on the other side.
What? Oh, the hotel?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's
There's the bridge.
the shoreline. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I see the
The map?
the dog, Viking,
Oh yeah.
that stops there.
Yeah. I don't think we're stopping.
Yeah.
I remember when we went this way, we saw wild horses here too. Right? Yeah. There's a big bridge, eh? Now we'll come at a good angle here because we'll see it from an angle we've never seen. So too bad we weren't on the other side.
Yeah.
Well, I think we'll see that big mask that we went to along the shoreline. And I think there's the dog.
Hi, Megan. Where Heather lives.
It's a big bridge here.
Can you something?
Oh yeah.
That's something.
Yeah, I hate that when that happens. Oh, there's the new part. Nijmegen, right there. Nijmegen.
Did you text Heather?
Yeah.
Did you
Told her
say-
we're just approaching Nijmegen back there. Well, where's that mask? Wonder if we'll be able to see it.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Mm,
We biked.
yeah. Off the bridge. And the mask was somewhere along here. I guess maybe it's not visible from the shore. Oh, the sun coming up. Oh, look at the barge. We're getting close to the barge.
Oranges.
The people on the shore there. I do not know where that mask is. Oh, is that it? Oh, there's the stand over there. Oh, on the barge. owner of the barge has their car up there. Oh, neat.
Hi, Grandpa. Hi, Mimi. Welcome to Nijmegen and the Netherlands. See you tomorrow.
Bye. Oh, cute. She got my message.
Well, I sent her one too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
What?
Different, eh?
Yeah. Some kind of observation tower. Yeah.
Roll up, yes. Here we can see her area. It's dike. And you can see that the area we go into is lower than where the river is. And those mills make that we could live here, and we started very early about that. We are now standing on this dike or a levee, but right. Here you can see all the water between the dike and the mills. That is what we call reservoir. That is the surplus water. So those mills scooped the water from the channel in front of them, and it fell down on the outside of the mill, and that's ended in the reservoir. And from there, it goes underneath this dike. And on the right side, you see a fence, and there's where the sluice is the lock. And sometimes it's necessary that the lock opens once or twice a day, sometimes once a week, sometimes once a month. It all depends how much rain is coming down the fence. Okay, there we go.
Do you live in Kinderdijk here?
Not the Kinderdijk, sir. No.
No.
In the town on the other side,
Oh, okay.
but close by. So this is the most dangerous part of the whole tour. Not in this dike. But we have pedestrians, so especially stay. Maybe. Whoa. Yeah. So yeah, no. Of nerds of echt gewoon ja, dat was belangrijk. En wat we gewoon today is I am seeing and on both sides of water. And I understand and you have depths. And that means you have something that looks like a dike with on one side water and on the other side it's land. Do you know the story of Hans the Drinker, the guy who put the finger in the dike to protect us? You're not available this afternoon. Let's see water comes through the dike. That's a normal process. It's what we call seeping water. And we have almost 50,000 kilometers of dike in the water. So very bad. Now there's people that stayed here in 11,500. They all understand that they are living in what we call extreme weather. And that means that the groundwater level is very important in the area. So when the groundwater level is too high, it's too moisture here. If when the groundwater level is low, well, the ground thicker, and it's not going to get so this is small balance between the groundwater level. And we thought, okay, how can we make it more livable? So they started a digging ditch because then you can control where the water is going. And of course, it was small ditch because this had 0 volts. 12, 13 months down later, it's normal in those days. So this is what started. To what we now call water management. And then since 38, we built a crash, grow it and implement that. And then 7040, another road in 800. And in 868 they were very happy because there's steam available in the build. And they built on our right side, former steam pumping machinery. Later on in 1924 it's replaced with an electric pumping system and it's now a small museum and also our souvenirs. And then okay, we are now dependent from 2 big machines, both almost fully electric that scoop the water away from us from here. But it's the same purpose. We pump or scoop the water from one area to another area. And all the water you see left and right, all the circle, you can say baby. Stop now. Charge the water is not over. Then you go where the water is left, you say look north.
Yes, because what happened, we have huge and to make the rolls.
This afternoon.
You can enjoy that.
Be careful, otherwise we get stuck.
The part, fix that food is the our bike, they make it food. Oh, the north. Oh, no, it's the same like us, but in the north of this prison. And they look beautiful. And because it's clean there. So well, you know what? I will walk to that and I want to find. I didn't know. I know. Us, we have summer, we have the sun from February until November. It's good until in November, you can be in sometimes.
Oh.
Really nice weather, really nice. Want to go to It's very, and you don't need too many days. If you have 3 days, it's enough.
Always when I'm saying that,
Enjoy.
it's not
No,
all.
the capital.
Yeah.
It's big. Yeah. And the Portuguese capital, the second one, it is more small. It's very, very weird. Oh,
That's good. So I thank you.
That's nice. No, okay, because the very small. Yeah, it's not very good. All the day that you know we need more. Not the day. Where are you at? We got all the leaves. They got to get it. Well, the leaf. We're going there.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we are in the area where everything happens. Now, what do you see? What that is running to tell us what is this with children? Everything all right? On the other side of the building, in the restaurant.
That's okay.
And like I said, it's also our friend of this building also.
So going that way? We're gonna look in the souvenir shops for a while.
We go on the right side. This small model behind you, that is created by volunteers. We are working with a lot of volunteers, almost 300, and a few of them are very hard, and they learn this model. Everything you see is handmade. The people, the dog, the cauliflowers, it will take them several years before we finish. They do a good job.
So it's opening from there to here. And that, this is moving the post. Okay, got it. And then it started it. Yes.
And then later on, and then but we always make it out of the sure, something. Yeah, say something wrong with the open. Okay, I can't go again.
So the windmills come in the year. Yeah, and then this, that goes to here.
It's actually the same birds as on windmills. So you see those two channels?
Yes.
The channels pompen the mills, put the water from the channels, and it fell down behind the mill into the reservoir. Later on, machinery, not all regulated people see, and the machinery scooped the water. So scooped the water also from the channel, and it fell down on the other side of the building. And then in the reservoir, it's one big reservoir.
And the reservoir to the river.
From there, it goes to the last basin. Because we have an area to divide it. And some of the things created, and from both sides it can go to the last basin, and from there it goes up and right.
When the river is low. How much can that basin hold?
It's always different because it all depends how much rain is going to fall. And have it 1.5 to
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
No,
Oh, well,
just getting here.
I'm sorry, I undocked you.
Okay. When we were coming over the river canal through the left-hand side, there was all those posts. Water.
We have a small problem over here. We have all of gas. We also have the north gas. Also working on the next and they can fly and talk with the but these they eat a lot of gas and they pick in the dam. So they destroy the dam. So they build something like with poles and fence so the geese cannot go eating on the dam.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
We didn't see that moving when we were here last time. We didn't see that in operation.
These manuals, these for well. Big those shoes.
We got all this before.
Oh, yes, the manuals.
I said, when the shoe was over here.
Huh?
It's a wooden shoe.
In all the ditches, most of the ditches in the Netherlands, you see a small pole like that, the blue one. You can always see how high the water level is. Yeah, little minutes. Can they also enjoy the sun? Yeah. Or there's a big fish underneath.
Yeah, where are they running from?
A little bit in front of me, we see several males, but the second one is with white plates. That is the one we're going to explore inside. So now you're thinking you're going in the wrong direction, but I know where I'm walking. So, this is a map of a small town with the name Kinderdijk. And small town is very small town because on average 750 people. That's all there is. And here we can see the whole area. We have one mill in the distance over here. That is the oldest mill we have. And he is still today the only one that must ask permission to scoop water away because he scooped the water from the meadows behind him into this channel. If you scoop too much water away, that influences the water level in those ditches. And there are meadows, so that means animals over there. Then, 1738, they built a road with 8 windmills on this side, with their own channel and their own big reservoir. So those mills scoop the water from the channel and it falls down on the other side into the reservoir. 1740, another road with 8 windmills with their own channel and their own reservoir. 2 more windmills, that makes 19. Supposed to be 20, but this one is fake because we don't know why, when or how that one disappeared, so that's why it's still fake on this map today. So, when it's raining, it's falling down of course, and from the whole area it ends always in those 2 channels. Lowest point is over here. So those mills scoop the water from the channels to the reservoirs of both sizes, goes always to the lowest point, and then we see by the side a small bench over here. Both sizes of a lock, small lock, and when there's too much water in those reservoirs, the water goes from the last resin underneath the dike into the river. And that is what we call the 3-step pumping system. Here's the first step, those mills are the second step, and from the last basin underneath the dike is the last step, the 3rd step. That is how we do it here. And then we have 19 windmills a day. 16 of them live a family, it's their house. It's a neighborhood you can find everywhere. Single guys, elderly people, younger people, with children. Well, normal environment we can find everywhere. This one is the one we're going to visit, it's a museum mill. This one is also a museum mill, and the number 4
on this side is a museum mill. And all the other mills live together. And then there's a small neighborhood on this side. And you turn around, you can see a tower. You hear the bells. There's a church. There's a restaurant, a pub, a bakery, and well, they have their own soccer team.
Oh,
Yes, but it's 750 people you need a soccer team, of course. But that's all there is. This is a small town with the name Kinderdijk.
no school.
Not anymore, no. They used to have a school also over here, a primary school. But well, in the old days, everybody had a lot of children. But today, they estimate that each family has 1.7 child.
Yeah.
So I'm always curious what's the 0.7 child, but
Looks like, yes.
no, this disappeared, yeah. Too little, a lot of children.
So how do they qualify to live in one of those? Do they have to purchase it or?
In the mill,
Yeah.
you can only live in the mill when you are a certified miller. And there is no school where you can learn that. Yeah, typical Dutch. So it goes the old ways. You go to ask a miller, can you please teach me all those skills? Takes you several years, and when you think you're done, you can do an exam, and when you succeed, then you are allowed to live in a windmill.
No mortgage, no payment.
Yeah, it's a bit, especially in the old days, they get a salary, but they also must pay rent. So it was a bit even. It was not a nice living in the old days to be a miller. Actually, it started as a factory. The main important thing to do for those mills is scooping water away so that we could live here. So when you must do that, you must be available day and night, because now we have computers and we have big machines. But in the old days, we were dependent from those millers, and it was necessary sometimes to scoop at night. So then the guy said, okay, then I'm going to living in a mill over there. Well, and then you find a partner and started a family. That is a little bit how we started living in a tiny house over here.
How many square feet are most of them? Tiny, you said tiny house. so-
Tiny, yeah. Well, you're gonna
Okay.
you can see that by yourself.
Okay.
It's tiny. And hold in your head.
Yeah.
Oh.
The last
We'll see
family,
one.
who lived in the mill we're gonna visit, lived there with 13 children.
Ooh.
And on a day like this, no problem because everybody's outside. But we have also winters and we have rainy days, so that's a challenge. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we go inside the restaurant. And warm and cozy.
Did you say there's some families?
Still living there. They must make wooden shoes here.
You put the discipline problems in the front row. Yes, sister. Is he blocking anybody? What? Is he blocking you?
What are we gonna do, get shorter? Large man. With big feet.
Maybe one. Smaller people can sit. Yeah, yeah.
This is so nice to meet you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is a map from the Netherlands, and I'm glad it's a big map because I know the Netherlands, we are a tiny country on our planet. On the east side we have Germany, beneath us Belgium and France, and on the west side we have a lot of water and we have England over here. You started in Budapest?
Yes.
Hungary? Now you come from the corner to Germany, you go into the Netherlands on River Rhine, and you sail up. And you're now in a small town with the name Kinderdijk. Later on you go up to city Amsterdam. And here you can see what happens in our country. This whole part, this brown base, that is below sea level. So almost 60% of our country is below sea level. And that is probably the reason why we are so good at water management, because we learned it on the hard way. This whole area used to be sea. An old one, Zuiderzee. And in 1900 they made a dike over here. It's called Dijk. Seawater stay on the seaside, and this whole area became a lake. And in that lake they built dikes. And when you have dikes, you pump the water where you have land. It sounds easy, but of course it's not so easy as I'm telling you in one sentence. Way more effort to do that, of course. For example, the soil is always salty. That is how the soil is. It takes several years, that is out of the system now. We have a lot of farmers over here. We cannot create land anymore because this is only left as a lake, and that is also used for our rest, for drinking water. And then in 1953 we have the last big flooding in the Netherlands. It was a stupid coincidence because we have springtime, sea level was high, and was storm in February. If we have those things separate, we can handle that. But all at the same night, that was a disaster. Water was coming to our province Zealand directly into the land, and it created a disaster. So the government said later on, okay, what can we do more to protect our people and our environment? Well, we are always working on those big sea lines, make sure that they're high enough, that they're strong enough. But in our province Zealand, you can see there are a lot of waterways. We cannot close it here, because this waterway goes to Harbor Rotterdam, and this waterway goes to Harbor Antwerp in Belgium. Very important for our training for Europe and the world, of course. So what did they do? They built a big bridge machine from between those islands, and beneath the bridge there are a lot of doors. When they expected high water or storm, they shut down the doors and the seawater stay on the seaside, and we are protected in the land. It's a huge machine, several kilometers, but that is how we do it today. They started building that in 1953 and until today. We are still safe over here. That is the modern world. This is a map from the old days. And this area, this is what we called a polder. And polder I cannot translate. We invented it and we call it a polder. It's P-O-L-D-E-R. And a polder is nothing more than a piece of land, but always surrounded with dikes and rivers. And the land inside, that's polder. And it doesn't matter how big it is. When you have land, dikes, rivers, it's polder. Each polder has its own name, of course, and our polder is the name of the surroundings. And here we are, in the corner, Kinderdijk. This is the lowest point of this whole area. And they already knew that in 1200. And that is the reason why they started with windmills and what you know called water management over here. Some of my colleagues said, if you look a little bit with one eye, you can see the shape. Maar als alsjeblieft iets in deze kost. Then, ladies and gentlemen, here I have a cost section for the you want to visit inside. What we see is actually two blades, but they are crossed in the middle, so you see four of them. That is connected with the upper axle, upper wheel, and the upper sprocket. Then the red one is the king spring. That is a big pole in the center, in the middle of the mill. At the bottom, almost the same. Sprocket, bottom wheel, bottom axle, but at the end there's a water wheel. So when there is wind, start turning, everything grabs into each other, and it makes that the water wheel also turn around. And the water wheel is just what it is, a big wheel with a lot of blades, spoons. You grab the water, lift it up, and it fell down on the other side into the reservoir. In the old days, all the material was wood, because there was nothing else, of course. But when our island was when there was iron available, they replaced several parts with iron because iron stayed much longer in an environment like this with all the water, of course. Then I was telling you the red one, the King's Pin. It's special because it's still the original pole inside. It's an oak tree. Oak don't grow in the Netherlands. Not then, not today. They probably found it in Germany or Scandinavia, that area, bring it back to the Netherlands and put it in the middle of this mill. But it also needed to grow many years for a big oak tree. And then it was cut and inside this mill. And it's special because it's still the original one inside, but and it was already more than 300 years inside this mill. Then we see those blades, and on the wheel we see this point. It's with a yellow band, and there's the point, the whole cap can turn around, included the tail and the blades. Because the first thing what the miller must do in the old days was find out where's the wind coming from, because it's a windmill. Well, we do it, we learn it all when we were young probably, we make the finger that, look in the air and you know where the wind is coming from. Then you must put the blades in that direction. It's 70-38. How do you turn a windmill in the right direction? On the ground, you see white dots. Today they are made from concrete and white dots. At the end of the tail, the triangle part, is a big wheel. On the wheel there are two chains. They are connected to a white dot. You release them, you climb into the tail, and with your hand and your body weight you can turn the wheel and the whole cap turn around, included the blades and the form. It can go 360 degrees, and it doesn't matter if you go left or right, it can go in both directions. And when you're in the right position, where the wind is coming from, you put the chain again on the white dots, and he's ready to turn. But he's on the brake. How do you start it? 1738. Today it would life a little bit easier because we all have our smartphones and an app, and you can say start or go. It's 1700. So actually it's very easy because we have two poles. They are both from red, white and blue. The one that goes up is our national flag, the horizontal one that's the brake. And at the end, there's a rope. If you want to start it, you pull the rope and he's free. He's ready to turn. And if you want to stop it, you pull again and it's on the brake again. And the brake is just what it is. Two circles with blocks. And when you pull the rope, the blocks grab into the system. And when you pull again, the blocks release, of course, and it's ready to get it to turn. It's also, I'm telling you, very easy, but it's more complicated inside than it is. It's also more complicated. But that is how it is. And there's only one thing important from the brake. The brake is always made from softwood. Suppose the brake was made from hardwood, that could be slippery and create fire. So the brake is always made from softwood. A softwood is willow wood. The willow, the trees you see, it's the willow. That's what the brake is made from. Well, the whole cap can turn around. How? Well, on top of the cap there are 48 cast iron rolls on there. And that is how it turns around. And it's very heavy, so I leave you there. When we go inside the mill, we see the big wheel over here. And when we look up, we see that connected with the sprocket. What we notice by the big wheel is this part, those teeth. And the sprocket is just there and round thing. See a little bit of it just above me, and in the gaps we see those staves. When they are connected, those teeth go to the staves, and with a lot of them that makes the whole thing turn around. You can see it really run out. It takes you about 8-9 years and then it's run out. This is also special wood because it's hardwood. And again, hardwood don't grow in the Netherlands. Luckily, we are exploring people, and many hundred years ago we sailed around the world, and one day we found a place and we named it New Amsterdam. Oh yeah. You call it New York. People from England do the same, and they found a country with the name Suriname. And in 1600 they decided to swap the countries. Suriname goes to the Netherlands, New Amsterdam goes to England, of course. And in Suriname they grow hardwood. And as kind as we are, we cut those trees, load it in a sailing boat and bring it back to the Netherlands. That could take a while because Suriname was far away. You could have diseases or bad weather, several things that it will take longer. So that is why I always said it's expensive wood, not by the money, but by the effort. So when it burns out, you don't throw it away because we turn it. So we can use it again for 8 or 9 years, and then we flip it. So again, 8, 9 years, and you turn it again. So you can do about 18, 19 years with one piece of wood. When it's very worn out, you don't throw it away, because you can always use it for your furniture, or for your gear, or whatever you need in those days. And that's really worn out or broken, it goes into the stove, and that was really the end of one piece of wood, of course. Did somebody told you that we people from the Netherlands that we are frugal? You may say it because we know.
Yeah.
I think we're a little bit frugal, but I think we're also very clever, because one of the reasons is also where we wear our famous woolen shoes. They are from Willowood. Well, like I said, you can find it everywhere. They started with this shape, and we have no idea why, but this is the shape they are using. And then you make a hole in it, and then you make it smooth, and then you have a woolen shoe. Are they comfortable? Yes. Yeah, sure. It is a different way of walking. Our shoes are made from leather. When we walk, our feet will bend in our shoe. A woolen shoe won't bend. It's hard. You wear them with woolen socks. So you have never cold feet, never sweaty feet. And today you can say it's a safety shoe. Because when you drop something, well, in the worst case, when you have a small tear or a crack, when you have a little bit of iron or a leather band, you hold it together and you can stay a little bit longer in your woolen shoe. You can buy today a pair of woolen shoes about 40, 45 euros, a size like this. If you wear them regularly, you can do them 10, 12 weeks with them. So yes, we are frugal, but when you wear them every day, in about a year, you need 4 or 5 pair of woolen shoes. And you need, you need a bigger gap between your back and your front foot. That is a safe one. When it's like this, or more like this, when it's flat, it's also slippery and you can fall, and this has also a hole in it. And again, 70-38. We have children here, of course, a lot of children. There was no school, there was only working for the children, so they were very happy that they received an old woolen shoe. Because when you make a small hole in it, a little bit of hemp in those days, or canvas today, and you have a sailing boat. It's soft wood, it floats. Today, if I have a few of them hanging outside my house with a nice geranium, it's nice. So, again, our famous woolen shoes. When the mill turns, and we are turning, always good, the mill always turns counterclockwise. That is the direction all the mills turns. It's handy that they can turn because you can agree signs. And we still know 4 of them today because they are still using them. When the blades is in this position, this is what we call the short rest. When the miller is at home and there is wind, you can pull the rope, he's ready to turn. When the blades are in this position, that's the long rest. The miller is not available, or the mill is under maintenance, there will be several reasons, but he's not ready to turn for a longer period of time. In life happens nice things as sad things. When there is something to celebrate, it's a little bit in front of the mill is the joy position. Hopefully, joyful life to come. Yeah, the miller got married, or there's a baby born, something like that. And the opposite, when the miller died, it goes in this direction, this is the morning direction position, and it stays there for 1 year, 6 months, 6 weeks, 6 days, 6 hours, and then it goes back in the system. When it was necessary to turn, it turns, of course, always. But when the mill is standing still, even today, you can always see what happens in the life of the miller. So that is my story. Do you have questions?
Why are Dutch people so tall?
I just read about that lately. That is all to do with health. We are living in a healthy environment and we eat good food. It's all to do with health.
In that middle patch of water where you have your fresh water, is that salt water that you have to de-salt
Also fresh water.
It's not salty water that you have to
It
make.
used to be salty water because it was open, it was sea. But
Yeah.
then they closed it over here. Seawater stayed on the seaside and this became salt
And
fresh water.
eventually it turned to fresh water.
Yeah.
How long would that take? Is that?
They started closing this in 1900. And yeah, they are working several years. So I have no idea how long it takes before it's fresh water.
What did the people here do before they had windmills in the 11th and 12th?
Drowning, I think. You couldn't live here because it was swampy. And now we have way more people here than in the old days.
So 1500s is when this started?
1700
1700s.
with the mills. But the early 1100 the first people came here. There's very few.
But Amsterdam was quite wealthy.
Yes, that is because this used to be sea. And we are exploiting people. Many hundred years ago we sailed around the world and all the ships came to safe harbor, Amsterdam. And that is why capital city Amsterdam is here and it's rich and famous. But it's still a tiny, it's tiny, yeah, we are a tiny country. We have houses, small, but they won't go up.
Thank you.
So did World War II affect like the dam and the dike or?
Yeah, of course it affected everybody, but we were very lucky. I think it was luck, but I'm not sure because Rotterdam is close by. We were in war about 2-3 days, and then they decided to bomb Rotterdam. Rotterdam is close by. By car, about 10-15 minutes, then you are in Rotterdam. So they bombed the center of Rotterdam, and then in half an hour our government said, okay, we're done, we surrender. So yeah, the whole center of Rotterdam is disappeared.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons when you visit Rotterdam, you see newer buildings, modern buildings, and Amsterdam is still an old one. If you ask me where you're coming from, I will tell you I'm from Holland. You probably were that before. Yeah. We started as Holland with our province North of Holland, capital city Amsterdam, our province South of Holland, small town Kinderdijk, and our province Zeeland. That is how we started. Many hundred years ago, several areas, what we now call provinces, joined us freely or not freely, but they joined us and all together with 12 provinces we are now known as the Netherlands. Do you know what it means? Lowland. Yeah, lowland means lowland. Actually, it's a little bit the same as with you. We know you as our guest from the United States, but everybody lives in his own state with his own name. We call them provinces and other states. We organize it a little bit different, but it's a little bit the same. And then we speak Dutch. That is because in the old days, the only people who could read and write were people from the church and the noble people. And they used Latin. But of course, people on the street have their own language. Same today, young people, and it was called Dits. And Dits is translated to Dutch. And that's why we speak Dutch.
What is your relationship with Belgium?
Well, many hundred years ago, there was no Belgium. Half of Belgium belongs to the Netherlands, and the other half belongs to France. And those people said, we need our own country, and that is Belgium. The part of Belgium that is connected to the Netherlands, they also speak Dutch, and the lower part that belongs to France speak French, even today. Vlaams and Waals. Shall we go outside? A little bit fresh air. And go to the mill.
Can I take some of that water? I need a drink.
No, they were ice. No. Yeah.
Okay, and look, we go straight ahead. And then we go left, and then we go right for the other. No, and here goes the bags. There's pictures. That's all right. We are enjoying a New Mexico. Well, terrible. For now almost 30 years, and then we joined at 25 years. Did a lot of volunteers with the dress up for the other person. Where is my young lady from the big group? You stay with me? Okay. We go to left here. I know. And Ireland next again, the jet. From this point you can see the whole area. It's a good place, a little bit in the wind. It's good. So let's begin there. Let me faces the mills. You see straight ahead from me, one mill in the distance, behind the bed. That is oldest mill we have. It's on the other side of this area, but we have documentation that says built a mill on that place in 1532. So it's very long time ago. Early 1600 is replaced with a mill here in the probably make the model a bit better or more modern, but they replaced their mill. Then we see on our right side 8 windmills. They are connected with their own channel, their own reservoir, and mill number 2, the entrance of the place, that is the one from explored south. Then you're standing in the middle of this channel is connected with 8 windmills on our left side and their own reservoir, which is one. Each mill does on average 2,741 gallons per minute. That sounds a lot, but we still needed 19 windmills to keep this area dry. So I go further now in liters because in the Netherlands we are measuring in liters. When we turn around and we see the red building, the former steam company, you see, 425,000 liters water. So that was way down. In 1924, it's replaced to an electric pump system and it doubled. Also 850,000. Today, we are dependent from 2 big machines on both sides of those channels. The machine that is connected with our channel, that is a fully electric pumping system. And can scoop 1.5 million liter water. And now we have the 1.5 million liters, that is several Olympic swimming pools. And then on the left side, we see another building that is connected with the other channel, and there we can see how it runs. It used to be a diesel pumping machinery. Diesel is oil. Then we got the oil, so they just finished replacing also 2 blades with electricity. One blade is still available for oil.
because we need to get it. There is no electricity in house the water that we try on. And dat is because like I said, we already told sea level. If we stop putting water away at this moment, in 3 months the water is coming to our land. And we must leave the area. So really today, not the months. Well, that is a post for you. Those screws, they are open, and you see 3 of them. They can turn with 1 screw, 2 of them for all 3 at the same time. It all depends on how much rain is coming down. If they are using it on all 3, that means there's a lot of rain coming down. When they're using more than 1 screw, there's always 1 screw. Otherwise, the screw not falls from the building, and the building will walk away. So the whole water is open about electric. And again, 1.5 million weekly water. And there is an whole story that I'm telling you about scooping water from this whole area into the river. But when you can see on the waterfront, you see water moving around. Where the local children are fishing, and water's coming in the area. That means, for us good news, they don't expect rain coming down. Because they let the water from the river into this area, because like the water river, the groundwater mostly stable. That's the reason why they let the water into this area. So we have a 3-step of pumping to let the water out, and it's coming in, it's more times wide. Any questions? Nobody doesn't know why we have a cradle in the water. I think it's normal that we all in the water in the Netherlands we have cradles. We leave our children to sleep there. In the year 602. And after a few weeks, they found the and get John from one side of the coast to the next. And that is how she was white. Of course, it's a story that we've got slaughtered. So, must be a little bit. And you can also recognize, because you can see it. It was there. Yes, and then oh, yeah. Yeah. I understand that there's nothing to do with water management or that. And there's no signature. And it's just learned from, I guess, 1 second.
Very cheap.
You know, all I know about it. You know the song? The whole song?
I filled some words, but I didn't know it.
You found the catering. Always be careful because you're not going to invite them. And you can see that the area is divided in two. Because the water level on our right side is lower than the water level on the left side. That's how Mother Nature solves it because beneath our feet they have a small sluice, small water. Suppose one of the machinery is broken or there's no electricity, we can open this lock beneath our feet and water can go from one channel to another. When there is no electricity at all or no diesel, that's a big problem in the water. But we still have our 19 vehicles that is ook the water over. Maintain them very well and we're still our back. And the birds, the ducks you see is what you call the coot. C-O-O-T. And they look nice, but they are not so friendly.
Yeah.
Oh, maar ja, die is oh, we zijn aan de right side. Maar dat is oh, dus dan kan er iemand van laten.
So that house had a thatched roof.
Yes,
Is that traditional?
not especially. Some places you see it. You see it more with farmhouses. That is more traditional. But it would be very dangerous because it's very flammable. And the thatch is just a plant you see on the waterfront. That is the reed. That is what the reed. So this place is called Kinderdijk. There are 4 stories to tell why this place is called Kinderdijk. Do you know what it means, Kinderdijk? Kinder means child. You could say when you have a path like this on both sides is water, it's a small dike, a children's dike. Another reason could be, well, the mill we want to visit the last family who lived there with 13 children. It was quite a lot. And we have, of course, the story with the cat and the cradle. Could be the reason. And another reason could be when we started in 1200, we started with a count, Count Flores. And he started what we now see and what we call watermeadow. But in the old days, when the count died, his children not only inherit his title, but also the responsibilities of children of. So that are the full stories to tell why this place is called Kinderdijk. But we are not sure which one is the right one, so we let it always by you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm local. I grew up here. That also means I learned to swim in the channel on our right side. Yeah, ooh. When we were younger, we gathered in the area, a lot of friends. There's a bridge. We had a lot of fun, and a day like this, we jumped from the bridge and we swam in those waters. We had a lot of fun, but then you must leave the channel. Well, you see, it's all through the mud and the reed. That's not so pleasant anymore. And I also knew today how big the fishes are that also swam in those channels. I'm done. And in wintertime, winters were way colder, so it freezes over and you can ice skate over here. When you grew up here, and especially when you were younger, we're always outside. I know we have now a whole generation, younger people, sitting on the couch, and the only exercise they have is with the thumbs on the device. But in an environment like this, you can fish, you can swim, you can build cabins, whatever you want.
Onlar devrediyor. Biz devrettik. Ha siz gideceğiniz ya. Yok yok. Bizim gideceğimizden değil.
So did you say there are some families living in some of these?
Yes,
Yes.
it's 16 mills with the family.
Oh, okay.
It's a neighborhood, you can find.
Oh.
I don't know all of them, of course. But mill number 1, that is single guy.
Okay.
Mill number 2, well, it's our museum mill. Mill number 3, there lived a family with 4 sons. They all grown up and they find another place, but there's 4 sons in the mill over there.
Oh.
Some will be of retired people, but younger people.
Mm-hmm.
Misschien gaan ze het juist op.
Now we stop here. Perfect place. Because this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we can see the yellow band. You just beneath the cap. That is the point. The whole top is still around. That is the two that we play with the triangle part and the cap. And you can go left or right. That is the regular stuff. And when you're right position, you stop in. Change on the right top. And you see right. Then we see the top of the top with the two poles. Red, white, and blue. The red corner goes up if our national flag. The horizontal one, that is the break. And at the end of the break, you see a rope. That is when you started waiting. And wheel number one, the break points a little bit up. That means one break. And later on, by wheel number two, you can see it's pointed a little bit down. That means it is free is for the turn. And that's no turn at all. On those blades, it looks like there's wrapped rope around. That is actually the canvas tail. It's always available on the blade. When we decide to use the canvas, we stop one blade in front of him, we disconnect the rope, roll it out, give it a good swing, and then it's connected on the blade. There's a lot of blocks, and then the big swing is connected on the blade. And then the miller must decide if he use 2 blades or 4, always opposite. And then he must decide if he use full canvas at wheel number 2 or 2/3 of 1. One of the reasons is riders must learn to live. A mill always has 2 doors. And what you probably say yes, but it's special because it's not you could say one mill, a small mill, 1 door, that's enough. But you could imagine, then the blades are turning, you have to go to the door, and you have only 1 mill. You lock up, or you can go inside your house. So that's why a mill always has 2 doors. But on the left side, we see a small example in the garden. Most of the millers now small example.
We did one too, but we'll take a good one.
Very
Careful there. Careful, step
And it's really more difficult to climb up and down the whole day in the mill. So when you have a small example in the garden, it's easy to find.
That's where you hit them. Okay, move on.
We have this piece.
Very cute.
Have a charger.
Christmas card. Yes. I just started thinking, terrifying. I'm sending the other. Over here. His wife came out.
Oh, yes, she's drinking. That's what.
So here's a question. What are the blades made of?
The blades are made from wood and iron. In the beginning, everything was wood. And now the solid part is iron, and the fence is of course that's wood. Well, I was telling you, we started with the challenge control stuff. And then the whole system, organization, goes to the government. And the government started with a new company that we called Watermelon. And they take care of the whole area situation. And a few decades ago, the Watermelon they thought, oh, we may think that we have just a lot of money. We should take care of it. And because, of course, we're going to do it. And we do it because working with economic performance. The perform about people in jobs. The guys, they're all volunteers. Luckily, we are joining UNESCO. UNESCO gave us €10,000 a year only. Well, and in the old days, they gave us grants, but so the government, there's always a lot of money, so no more grant anymore. So that's what the one reason why we're working with our volunteers. And because you like it, of course.
Can you repeat about the four colors on?
Colors. Red, white and blue. It's our national flag. Oh, goed. Zo, iets lekker. Can you see the difference? Yeah, it's a bit tricky because the reef is very high. But can you see the difference between the males on the right side and on the left side? Now we're working. The males on the right side, they are built as a different. They are round and they are made from stone brick. The males on the left side, 2 years later, was another problem. We thought, okay, we can make money from wind and water. So we built 8 squares on the left. Because of the regular, so we can make them from wood and cover them with peat. Leaf is a plant you see on the waterfront. It's also used as a passport. And it's not round. That's the difference. So the locals serve windmills and wooden weaving. At the end of the day, all the machinery inside, that is the weight. That is the same. See the mill, the difference on the oldest mill, of the term, 2,5 when we use the canvas on 2 blades and 2/3.
There's the wind speed.
Yeah, this is direction and it's a different mill, folder mill, and you can turn very easy without turning the water wheel. All the other mills we do the right turn. All the other mills, when they turn, they also turn the water wheel. That is a bit complicated to disconnect that. And that one is very easy, so that's why I said you turn right. Because it's we go over the water. And the skipper, he's the only one with a remote control. And he can open this bridge. So it would be nice if we are all there. System open nu, please.
Sorry.
Goedemiddag.
Hij doet het. Hoi, ik zou een watertrekker met je stofzuiger. Ik ga gewoon een netjes geluid op de trap.
Little bit today, but now we have more mobility, of course. They were self-sufficient because there's nothing close by. So on our left side, we see a small garden with berries and the fruit tree. And on the right side, we have a garden of vegetables.
You drop something, but we never find it back.
Oh yeah. And it can go full speed. You could imagine, and then just at night.
You don't have to.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Ja. Je moet de scherm zetten. Ja, een beetje.
You go down forward or backward?
No, up only you gotta come back down the same. Excuse me.
Yep.
What did she say? Did you go all the way up?
If you want to. You're allowed to. Oh, they got a screen on it.
Yeah, closed off.
Yeah, closed off.
This is as high as we can go. Thank God.
Oh, can't go any
Can't go any
further.
further.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And now it's moving.
Huh?
You can see the brake working.
Where? Oh, that.
No exit, only up. Oh, there's more up.
No.
Oh, no. Thank God. No more up.
Nope, just down.
What are the ladders here for?
Bud? Bud? Oh. Wait for me, so.
Maybe turn it back on.
This is a,
Even how?
Down backwards?
we'll do that back.
Which way? That's one. It is, but you can see the thing moving.
Well, look at this.
Well, I mean, the wheel on the inside.
Here, see, look. Look up here. Look.
Also gehen alle da runter. Ja, du musst halt da, genau.
What's this?
No, we're just waiting to get up.
Okay. Please.
I'm sorry. Oder ist das mit der
Uncle still go up further.
Ja, oder ist es mit dem, wenn hier jeder
Those are big geese.
I was just thinking that to myself. They're the lucky ones.
Yeah. You know, I left my cover back there somewhere for this thing. I don't know where the heck I left it. Probably in the last place we were at. I had it in my hand. I got another one. I got a spare one, but I'd like to get it.
Where we were sitting?
Yeah. We'll come back. I'll check where we were sitting. I'll go in quick.
Put it down on the.
Yeah, I think I put it down there. Yeah.
I went to watch. I thought I was going to faint. It's too hot.
Yeah, I know. It's so stuffy in there.
Bring any food.
I don't know.
I've been here.
Yeah, I know. We've done this. Yeah.
We're going to start walking down.
You want to? You're not feeling well? Well, let's go back and I'll look for my. Yeah, we've done this already. I'm okay with it. Let's walk back. Maybe we should tell her first that we're going back.
Oh,
Just tell her you're feeling kind of faint.
if I cook,
I know.
usually I do.
Well, this one we're out in the sun. At least we have water.
I just don't feel like talking anymore.
Yeah, I know. Mhm.
Did you go all the way up? No. Oh, no. I've been here before. I've been here before.
Yeah, we have been.
But I just not doing the foot so bad. It's just
What's it going with you?
No, I'm not going.
Yeah.
You found it, eh?
I did.
Just credit, right? Just credit.
Yeah, with the windmills. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, hold on.